morning Celtic fans, Daizen Maeda's fitness surprise, as he pulls out of the Japan squad. David Turnbull's Celtic return delights teammates after Greg Taylor keeps spirits high during recovery. Chris Sutton has called out an incredible penalty decision yesterday, and claimed it's little wonder fans have no faith in the referees in this country. The shock news for Celtic last night was Daizen Maeda has pulled out of the Japan squad for the World Cup qualifiers against Australia and Vietnam. The striker played the full 90 minutes of Celtic's 4-0 win over Ross County on Saturday, scoring once and looking to be at full strength throughout the match. In the early hours of this morning, news emerged from the Japanese camp that Maeda had dropped out of the squad to face Australia on Thursday. The extent of the injury will be a concern for Celtic and the player. At the start of February, he appeared as a substitute for Japan against Saudi Arabia, then flew out straight away to appear as a substitute the following day in the Glasgow derby. Over the last few weeks, Maeda has become an essential part of Ange Postecoglou's side, putting in an amazing work rate while scoring against Livingston and Ross County, and only denied a goal at Dundee United by a bizarre decision from Bobby Madden. Celtic have a fortnight to prepare for the Glasgow derby, with Maeda's fitness a new concern for the medical team. In other news, it's the award of penalties like the one today, why people question whether most top-flight Scottish referees are up to the required level. Chris Sutton calls out Bobby Madden decision on Twitter. They aren't even hiding the cheating now. Back to Celtic, and Greg Taylor is delighted to see his mate David Turnbull back in business after 3 arduous months on the sidelines. The Celtic playmaker gave the squad another big boost ahead of the run-in when making his comeback from a serious hamstring injury in the weekend rout of Ross County. Turnbull had played a key role for boss Ange Postecoglou through the opening 6 months of his reign before suffering the devastating setback during the Premier Sports Cup final against Hibs just 6 days prior to Christmas. The midfielder hobbled off in tears at Hampden and started out on his long road through rehabilitation. Turnbull completed that journey with his sub-appearance in the 4-0 win over the Highlanders, which kept his team clear at the top of the Premiership. Taylor says his pal's return comes at a perfect time and explained, "It's another big boost to have David back. He's a goal threat from midfield. We're incredibly strong in there, but that's what you want because it brings everyone up to a better level." Hopefully, David can go on and contribute the way he was at the start of the season. "He's a good friend of mine as well, so I tried to keep his spirits high when he was down, and he's reacted really well and put in the work. He deserves everything he gets. We knew each other from the under-21s briefly, but once you become club teammates, you get that wee bit closer, and he's a top player and a top friend. It's been a long hard road, but I'm sure having a full Celtic park to come back to, that's why you do the work in your rehab. I was really pleased for him, as all the lads were. It was a nice game for him to come on." Taylor knows it would have been tough for Turnbull to go through the grueling recovery period, as it's been a scenario faced by several of the Celtic squad this term. He continued, "We've not had it easy along the way. A lot of us have had quite long-term injuries, and it was good to see David back out there. I think certainly injuries-wise, we've almost got the majority of boys back. You want that, you want your strength in depth because everyone is going to be called upon. The gaffer's a big one for the work throughout the week is the reason we perform how we do on the weekend. As long as we can keep the training standards high, that'll be important until the end of the season. Everyone has contributed throughout the season, however many bodies we've used. That'll be the same until the end of the season. Definitely. Some boys might not be called upon in terms of pitch time. But, equally, you can't discount how important they are when they train the way they do. It keeps the levels high throughout the week. It's definitely down to the Celtic manager and his philosophy. We've not looked for excuses throughout when anyone has been injured. It's just another hurdle to jump over, and we're aiming to do that until the end of the season. You still see everyone. You're not out of the picture because you're injured. You're still seeing everyone every day, and you try to ask how the rehab is going on, etc. Hopefully for them they get back as quickly as they can because no player likes being injured. Taylor's point was proven by the fact that Giorgos Giakoumakis smacked his second successive Parkhead hat-trick to sink County. The Greek striker suffered from his own injury issues in the opening half of the campaign, with a 2-month absence restricting him to fleeting appearances and just one goal. During that stage of the campaign, Kyogo Furuhashi was flying up front and rattled 16 whilst assuming the mantle of the main marksman. However, with the roles reversed and the Japanese now the one stuck on the sidelines, Giakoumakis has stepped into the breach. The attacker has nabbed 11 goals since the winter break, with 9 in his last 7 games, giving superb impetus to the team. Furuhashi's countryman Daizen Maeda, who was also on target against the Highlanders, has also pitched in with half a dozen since his January arrival. I am still in shock this morning about the breaking news that the JFA announces that Daizen Maeda has withdrawn from the Japan squad for fitness condition reasons. And on that note, have a great day, Celtic fans. Tell me in the comments where you watching from this morning.